I'm just kidding, guys. I won't be silent for this entire video. But let's get into it. Here we go. What was it we were going to talk about? Oh, yeah. I totally remember. Okay, but seriously, let me stop wasting your time. The thing we're going to be talking about today, if you were reading fast enough, which you should have been, is going to be, why do people use cork bats? Here's my theory. My theory is going to start off with a little bit of pastime. Of course, to start us off, in the pastime, we had this great idea that if a bat was lighter, that means you could hit the ball harder. You could make it go further. Yeah. Well, that's what people used to believe. It's been proven wrong, but that's what people used to believe. So, people started using it. And then there was no outlaw against it until the MLB thought, hey, wouldn't this cork thing make the bat lighter and make you be able to hit it further? Which obviously it wasn't, because you're trading the heaviness in the bat that gives you more power to give you a better swing. So if you're even getting anything out of it, which has been proven that you're not, it's a very small amount. So yeah, people started using it, didn't realize that it doesn't help you at all. And then they found out, and then something crazy happened. Some of the best baseball players were getting tripped that they had cork because they broke their bat, like Sammy Sosa, which I'd side with him because I'm a Cubs fan. That was probably an accident, but whatever. That's just going to be an example. But there's a little pastime of it. Now let's get into my real theory. Of course, my theory will start like any other theory. Baseball players were just dumb. They wanted to hit it farther. Didn't think about anything. Didn't think that they would get almost nothing out of it. And the risk is a lot. So they were dumb, thinking low risk, high reward, which was low risk, low reward. So why would you even take it before they made a rule against it? So it was low risk. It was high risk, low reward. Sorry. So they just kept on doing it anyway because they thought it was high risk, high reward. Like, no. If any baseball player had any brains, they would figure out that, wait a minute, hold up. Does cork really help you? Like, if you're gonna just take out like all the wood inside of it, and then just make it super small pieces, like super thin, so it's super light, and you can hit it out, and then just put it like right in front of the wood, like some reinforced metal or like some steel. It'll be fine. You're getting way more power, especially from the steel, and it's less swing power. But they didn't think about that, and they just put in cork. Sure, it makes it lighter, makes it swing faster, but that's taking out less power. So that's kind of showing that. The first part is like any other guy saying, look, baseball players were just dumb. I think the second part of my first level of the theory, of the two levels, is that, well, what are you supposed to do? You saw a lot of big name guys getting it. You also saw a lot of guys that you never heard of until they started using cork getting it. Like maybe they were doing it because they heard of like a success story of some guy that used cork. Like, and they think I'm such a small name. I mean, I love that I'm playing baseball. I love that I'm getting a starting job, but only fans of my team know who I am, or they did research. So, like, they think basically nothing about you. You want to get a big name. So, actually, this kind of was like Sammy Sosa, even. You want to get a big name because you were a super small name, and only people that rooted for your team really knew who you were. So then you started to use cork, thinking, if I hit more home runs, get more RBIs, get more hits, people will know who I am, which it's not going to help you. So that's not as much as dumbness. That's more of like greed that becomes dumbness. So I think either way you look at it my first level of my theory that I just told you, it's just a combination of fame, greed, and idioticness. So, nothing really that special. But you really shouldn't be corking your bat, and I just told you half the story why. Oh yeah, you're listening? I thought nobody was. Okay. The second level of my theory, let's call it, I'm thinking of calling it something else than theory, but let's call it theory, is that, one, maybe players just wanted to be different. I know this sounds crazy, but this level is the crazier level. So I was thinking maybe players wanted to be different. It's kind of like how students will aim for things that nobody's ever done before in their school. They just want to be different. They want to be unique. And this one, I would feel less shameful for them, but still not the greatest. I do like their idea of being unique, because cork, as I thought, could get you better, give you a better chance at being better and getting new records to make you more unique. Be like Sammy Sosa, him and Mark McGwire in the home run race. That was pretty good. I've been mentioning Sammy Sosa a lot, and I'm not laying off on him. I mean, he corked his bat at least once, but from what you saw from him, it was pretty cool. Even if I wasn't there to see it, still. Anyway, I think the second reason in the second level might be not because they're unique, but something the exact opposite. They wanted to fit in. It's kind of like how, once again, comparing to a student, they would want to be like, do everything they could to be like other people to fit in. And like the steroid era, they wouldn't want to be kicked out for steroids, suspended, anything like that. But they wanted to fit in, so they did something else. They corked their bat to make them seem like they were just good without using steroids. So it could be one thing or the exact opposite. In level 2, which are the more crazier ones, but still believable. And one more reason for each, they want to be unique. One more reason, because, well, if you want to be unique, you got to do something. And corking your bat to make you look better is really, really something. And to fit in, especially during the steroid era, as I just mentioned, it would be weird if you weren't doing great because what would seem like easy MVP case nowadays was like the average back then, which is exactly what you wanted. So tell me, out of the 4 cases I put, which one you think is most believable, and maybe even put in your case in the comments below. Well, guys, I'm sports nerd, and I can speak out of my ear now. Now I can speak out of my eye. Oh, wow. Anyway, I skipped baseball, so I had to come back to it. Anyway, it's basketball. I keep on saying incorrectly. Let me blink like crazy for you. Now you can look at my nose. And in my mouth, too. But for real, I'm sports nerd. For real, basketball on the 19th. Let's do maybe the 18th if I'm feeling crazy. But, I'll see you in the next one.